The People's Party of Kenya. He is a party leader and he will be accepting aspirants from all over. Now, this has caused quite some, it has elicited a lot of reaction. You can see, Foucault questions about his genuineness and all these things. But even before we take a look at other influences that he may be having, Ndindi Nyoro himself back in the fray, that is something very welcome, don't you think, advice?
Yeah, I think what Ndindi is facing and the way the headlines are framing it is nothing but his own creation. Because the moment you start looking indecisive, everyone will start operating with kid gloves when they are dealing with you. And that's why you'll be able to see that we have some people who feel like he's on this side, others feel like he's on the other side. Because there's a character about him that really came out, especially during both the finance bill issue of the previous year and this year. Because remember, he was the chair of budget when the Gen Z went to the streets. Yeah, meaning that his hands were really in that finance bill. And then way later, he came out after he was fired and started acting like one man who understands economics the best in our country, in fact, even advising us on where to invest. And with that kind of knowledge, when we came to the next finance bill, he held almost 10 press conferences telling us every wrong thing about it, and then he fails to vote. And he does not only fail to vote, Parliament also discovers that most of what he's actually saying is a lie. And that comes out to the public. And that's why I know that he will be treated like that for a while. But in terms of him launching a political party, it's way within his democratic right. And we have to also understand that Ndindi's political party is not a created political party. It's a party that has been here. So it's a party that has just changed leadership structure and made Ndindi Nyoro the party leader. He's within his rights to actually be in a political party, to run for any office. And I don't agree with the imaginations about oh, when you come from Mount Kenya, you must be in DCP, and DCP is the party of the mountain, because there was Jubilee before DCP. There was DP before DCP. There were so many, there was PLP before DCP. But the DCP people, and Rigathi Gachagua was not told to join them because those are the parties of the mountain. And in essence, when you register a political party at the office of the Registrar of Political Parties, you don't register a political party for any region. You actually register a political party for the country. And this is not even a registered political party. It's an older political party, meaning it's actually older than DCP. So for me, I feel he is way within his rights to do whatever he's actually doing. He has a big task ahead of him in terms of proving to the people that he is no longer the watermelon that they have seen him to be. I liked the optics of the launch. I felt that he gave it quite a respectable way of launching his bid, because again, politics is very optical, and this from a strategic perspective. Politics is very optical, and when there is a way you come on board and you are taken seriously, yes. And I think he did well in terms of
from your communications perspective. Yeah. Do you think that he's going for the big seat, having that kind of launch for a party? Definitely. You only do that when you want to go for the big seat. My only problem is that he seemed to doubt himself, because he didn't even say he's the party leader. It didn't come out. He didn't say that himself. He only insinuated. So, and that becomes a problem. The second thing is his messaging. I like that he tries to give a solution, because unlike all the other people in the opposition, he's the only one who seems to have some solutions that he can prescribe for the country. My only problem with his solutions is that all of them need a new constitution, because in all of them he says he needs legislation. He needs to change the law, because I think when you run for office as president, you first of all imagine the country as it is. You must first of all start from the place of as we are, as our law is. But every solution that you have is pegged on us having another law, and I think that to me is quite bizarre. But he has a right, and he can be able to run for office. But then just in my finishing, I just wanted to say that there's always this thing about trying to make Kibaki look like he was the best thing that happened after sliced bread. And my brother says that during Kibaki there was peace and tranquility. I think that is the only administration that imported goons and gave them titles in their tour brothers. That is the only administration that actually brought goons from Armenia, brought them to Kenya, and gave them rank and file at the police. We are not talking about unknown people the way we are talking about these ones. These ones had our head rank, so we can't really talk about that. During President Uhuru's administration, we had the killing of Kianjoma brothers. Those of us who were in Azimio, in ODM at that time, were had Raila when you were away. You remember how many people died at that time? So this attempt to always make it look like previously the country was doing very, very well and today there is a problem, I think for me it borders more on either political expediency, inexperience, or just a lack of knowledge of history. All right. Haji, what's your take of